through my Twitter at Tish Eiston some people to tweet questions, and we got a number of questions actually from all over. First, Sarah, who goes to your middle school, asked if you would say hi to Sarah. She goes to the school that you used to go to middle school.
Do you have a name of the school, or?
She just said, I go to the middle school he used to go to. Can you say hi to me, Sarah?
Hi, middle school Sarah.
Hey,
hi.
there you go. Ask and it will be done.
Yeah, thank you.
So Heartless wanted to know, seriously, what does he think?
Why do you suck so bad?
That's a nice question. What do you find more interesting, the writing, the music, the recording, or the mixing? Like, you're involved in all of those aspects. Was there any one area that you found much more
I find,
intriguing?
honestly, the most interesting part of the putting together of everything to me is the writing. I think I've found that it's so interesting to me when you are able to hear it come to fruition from a little kind of piano demo that you had on your iPhone to hearing it with a 60-piece orchestra and knowing that that was a melody I wrote at 2 in the morning with a bowl of Fruit Loops, you know, feeling depressed or happy or whatever. I was going through something. I needed to write that melody down, and now I'm singing it with this band and with this orchestra. That's probably the neatest, most interesting part of it to me. And also when it fails, when it doesn't get to the orchestra part, when you realize in hindsight that something that you wrote just wasn't quite right, or you need to go back to the drawing board. That whole process is great. The singing part, honestly, so much of singing is mental, and so much of it is about just kind of breathing and letting it, you know, train so that you can just go in and forget and enjoy singing. And so that part of it seems to happen very quickly for me. It's the parts where you are allowed to overthink it a little bit that are interesting. And the touring, I love.
So some of those songs that don't make it, that don't, you know, happen to fall onto that album or fall into place immediately, do you hang on to those, or you just put them in a box somewhere?
No, they're all somewhere. They're all in
somewhere.
some storage somewhere.
Waiting,
yeah. Waiting,
hoping, wishing.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. For life.
Yes, and hopefully, you know, they'll get some kind of a life at some point. You never know when you're writing. You come up with a magic verse that you never knew was out there waiting to be taken, and then you kind of go back through some of your old choruses that never quite made it, and you say, wow, if I rework that chord or do something there, it could really work well. And mostly that's not how it happens, but every now and then you hold hope that maybe something that you've tossed in the past could work.
You could dig it out.
Yeah.
So there was a really interesting question that came from Alex Karn, and she asked, if you were introducing your music to someone who didn't know you, what 3 songs would you have them listen to? I thought that was a really good question.
Well, I would probably want them to hear my new single,
Yes,
Brave, because it's new and pretty and shiny. I would probably want them to hear February song, maybe? I don't know. I feel like that's a good kind of piano-based song. And then I would probably want them to hear... No, I don't know. Maybe, but honestly, that song has been covered so many times now. My feeling is they probably have already heard that song from someone else. So I would say I would put a foreign language in there. I would say Perte after that. I would say Perte. Those
Very
3
nice.
songs. Yeah, I think you got a little rhythm, you got a little piano, got a little of the classical side. Yeah. And Remember When It Rained. And I'd say
That's
if you
4.
Yes.
What would you like for your birthday?
It's a good thing this is never going to happen,
No.
because I wouldn't be able to pick.
What would you like for your birthday? Who was it that asked that question? Verlin and Sydney asked, what would you like for your birthday? Do you have any things on a list that you would like for your birthday?
I'm going to be in Paris this year for my first birthday, so that's going
nice.
to be fun. So I'm going to be I don't know what I'm going to do on my birthday. I'll have some fun in Paris. So I don't know what I want for my birthday. You know that you're getting older when you just ask for socks.
Because you need socks.
Yeah.
You're practical.
These are hamburgers.
Those are great. Yeah, those are
Thank
great.
you. Yeah, that's all I want, more socks.
More socks.
But not the ones with the toes separated. The wool.
Those are kind of...
Those creep me out.
Yeah, those are...
Anytime I see people with the toe socks or with the sneakers now that have the toes, I think, what kind of strange planet are you living on? This is like...
People run in kind of plastic things that go around
They say
their
they're
toes.
very comfortable.
They just
But
look
they make
creepy.
me very uncomfortable.
Yes.
And, and so, I don't know, I get a funny feeling in my no-no place when I see those. I just...
I agree. So those questions came from your fans, obviously.
Good questions,
these folks
guys.
here are Grobanites, your fans.
Thank you.
When you first discovered these folks, were you a little creeped out at the time? Like, did they ever frighten you? Come
You
on.
gonna take that from her? Come on.
She knows that they all know that I love them too.
When I first discovered them, was I creeped out? Was that the question? Just making sure I
yes,
understand
that
the
is
question
the question.
correctly.
Because you know that you were new, they were crazy things. Like, they were
Yes.
intense. They were intense.
I know.
Passionate. You were young.
Yeah, I was so young and impressionable.
And some of them were so old.
I was so old and yeah. Okay, so here's how it went down. I had just done Ally McBeal. The internet was still that thing that had to go to go online, and there was a message board. And my record label, we were one of the first message boards. My album kind of came out at the dawn of the internet, and so there was a message board of about 50 to 100 fans, and they would talk about stuff that I was doing. I didn't even have a new album out. It was just fans, and it was a new thing to me. I had just been signed. And they had kind of said to themselves, "Oh, well, we're passionate, and we need to come up with a name for ourselves, and we need to, they almost like started a community. They were charitable. They were at all my shows. They would wait out in line at 5 a.m. when I would do TV shows. It meant a lot to me. Only the artwork creeped me out. It was only the hand knit sweaters were really
Odd.
Odd, only because they just were so accurate looking. They were just, you're too talented. Your art is too good. But I have an excellent oil painting collection of myself in my home. But they've been very, very wonderful. I've got incredible fans, and I feel like we've also kind of grown together a lot. We've expanded. There's a lot of more than just those 50 now, of all types.
Yes.
You wouldn't know
Some
it
young
from the
ones.
50 that are specifically here today, but there are more than them out there, unless you guys have just spent millions on my albums, in which case, thank you. But they're incredible, and they are in many ways, like me. They love all kinds of music. They understand the light and dark of my world, both musically and humor and socially and whatever else. They get it like I do, and it's a very incredible thing when all the changes that happen in the music business, and there have been many since I started, to feel like you've got a base of people that want to listen to the whole album, that are interested in you for all the right reasons, is truly a blessing in this business, and not something that I take for granted any day of the week, even if some of the tattoos are a little funny. But that's just a minor thing. That's none of you. I've got tattoos of all of you all over my body. I'm like,
They really are.
chest
good by
down. I'm covered
underneath those socks.
in faces. And I say goodnight to all of you before I go to sleep. I'm so weird. I'm so sorry.
So you guys are very passionate, and it is well
They are. They're
appreciated, very much appreciated.
And I will also say, they truly put their money where their mouth is charitably. They're passionate, and they're obviously there to buy the record and support you and come to your shows, which is always an amazing sign. But they have, from moment one when I started getting involved in charitable activities, both my own and others, they were right there with me, and they were there to be the first to donate. They donated money to my foundation. We've tried to match them dollar for dollar. We've raised almost $2 million now for things like arts education and cancer
Congratulations.
research and things like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wake up and just say to myself how lucky I am to have such great fans, and then I get to have fun and go make music for them. So hopefully, I get to entertain them too.
Greatest
which is
fans
fun.
in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Worldwide, yo, yeah. Papua New Guinea in the house.
We love the new album, All That Echoes.
Thank you.
And we're just about to wrap up here, but I want to quote something that Josh said. I think this was fairly early in your career, and you said that when you were little and you sat in shows and had goosebumps yourself from something that you saw.
Because I
watched.
had just gotten out of the bath and I was
Yes,
freezing.
freezing.
Yeah.
that you saw on stage, you said that you realized that you thought, if I can be the person who makes someone else feel that on any day, then it is something that would make me the happiest person in the world.
Yes.
So we just want you to know that your songs give us goosebumps.
Thank you.
And you have really touched us.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you, guys.
So that would pretty much make you the happiest person in the world.
I'm the happiest person in the world, thanks to that. Truly,
Yeah.
I am. You know, I'm so fortunate in so many different ways, and so, you know, but all I can do is try and, you know, keep it going. I've been gifted this opportunity to be able to hopefully, you know, reach people's lives that way, and in turn they've reached mine, and so. You know, we're just album 6, and we're just going to keep going. You know, so you know.
All that echoes.
I'll be there if you're there. So you know, it goes two ways.
If for some reason anybody has not purchased this album yet, you must. It really is absolutely fabulous, and we wish you all the best with the album.
Thank you so much.
We thank you so much for spending so much time.
Thank you, as always,
talking to us.
To you and the station for so much support of what I do. Radio has changed a great deal too since I started, and so to have that kind of support for what I do and for my kind of voice and my songs is no small thing. And so I am always your fan as well. So thank you so much.
We love you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Groban. Is he not the most fabulous person in the world? Oh gosh, that was great. Thank you. You guys really are great, and especially you folks sitting here in the front, willing to sit through minus 22-degree wind chills just to be in the front. I had a feeling it would be you guys. Something told me. So everybody had a good time? Thank you so much for being such great CHFI listeners as well. We really do appreciate your faithfulness to our station, and that you hang out with us. You tell us what you think. You let us know when maybe something isn't right. Julie Adams, the person you want to call, not me. Thank you so much for coming. It has been an absolute pleasure. We really have enjoyed this night. Thank you.